Good afternoon, friends and my dear viewers. Thank you so much for your outstanding response to my videos. And I'm happy that you're able to learn new vocabulary words, and slowly and steadily it is imbibing the right confidence that we need in order to accelerate our command in the English language. So today we will be learning vocabulary number 8, another set of 25 new vocabulary words. Till now we have learned about 175 vocabulary words. So today we will be completing around 200 vocabulary words. So let's continue. I am the author of the book Ielts Accelerate, and some of the students are equally interested in purchasing the book. So if you want to purchase the book, I have written my WhatsApp and my mobile number here. So you can just send me a WhatsApp message, and that WhatsApp message should include your exact address wherein we can courier you the book, and you will be able to pay directly by the Google Pay. The cost of the book is $9.99, but you can pay and you can purchase it at $800. So if you want to purchase the book, we will be able to courier you the book, and in another 3 to 5 business days you will have the book at your place as well. So it will ease out and it will really help you to understand the real sense of the lectures, because with the availability of the physical book it will be more easy to follow. Normally the Ielts sessions are very expensive, so these videos are surely going to help so many students who are connected at different places, and I'm sure that you will really enjoy these videos. So let's proceed our journey with vocabulary number 8. So today we are going to start with vocabulary number 8. Alright, so let's proceed. The first word which we are going to learn today is serene. Serene means not agitated at all, something which is absolutely calm and quiet. So something which is absolutely calm and quiet is serene. The quiet beach made a serene setting for the midnight wedding. I visited a serene place yesterday and I was very happy to visit that place. So we are living in a city, and some people are living in cosmopolitan or a metropolitan city, and life in the cities is absolutely hectic. So if you have adopted a hectic lifestyle, we tend to enjoy more when we go and visit places which are absolutely serene. Let's move on to the second word. The second word is quixotic. Very important word. Quixotic means if somebody is not sensible about the practical matters. There are people who call themselves as practical. If somebody is highly practical, he is pragmatic, as we have learned in the earlier lectures. Quixotic means someone who is not practical. So if somebody has a quixotic idea, sometimes that quixotic idea is not practical at all. There are some people who are highly quixotic, and thus they always follow what really appeals to their mind, body and soul. Let's proceed to the next word. The next word is tangible. Tangible means perceptible by the senses of touch. So if you can touch a book, so this book is a tangible product. If you can touch anything else, it is again tangible. But in case if you are not able to touch something, it is not tangible. So whenever there is a cricket match between India and Pakistan, what happens? The tension in the air. And the tension in the air was so thick that it was almost tangible. So you can touch or you can physically shake hands with the other person, and if the other person is absolutely full of tension, some of the people are shaking their legs. Some people are trembling because of fear. What is going to happen in the next very moment? So things are very, very tension. Next word is oxymoron. So oxymoron means combining or conjoining two contradictory terms. For example, ugly and pretty are two opposite words. We cannot say she is a pretty ugly girl. No, it's not possible. So when we find that there are two different words written together, and sometimes the poets use them just in order to make a special appeal to the masses or to the readers or to create a special effect. Oxymorons are typically used in order to create a special impact. Next word is rhetorical. Rhetorical means relating to using language effectively. So if somebody is able to utilize his language skills or linguistic skills in the right manner, we can call, or we can say that he is a linguistic person. We can equally say his rhetorical approach to the language is extraordinary, which means that he is able to debate and discuss on even complicated subjects. Okay. Let's move on to the next word. The next word is lethargic. So if somebody is very lazy, we call a person as a lethargic person. There is another word called lackadaisical. Lackadaisical also means a person who is lethargic. So let's not follow this in our real life, because the more we work hard, the more we are going to gain the success. Let's work on the next word. The next word is nostalgic. So some of the students, when they go outside for higher studies, they feel nostalgic because they live away from their family and loved ones. So nostalgic means unhappy about being away and longing for familiar things. Next word is rambunctious. Rambunctious. I missed the end here. Rambunctious. Rambunctious is noisy and lacking in restraint or discipline. So the classroom looked like a war zone after the rambunctious kindergartens ran out knocking things onto the ground. It happens when the little kids, they go, and sometimes they are going out of the class when it's a pretty noisy environment. So if it is a noisy environment, it is highly rambunctious. Next word is alliteration. So many poets use this technique of alliteration in their poems, and this is the use of the same consonant at the beginning of each word. So alliteration involves the repetition of the same sound at the beginning of two or more words in a phrase or sentence. So it is typically employed by the poets. Next is fervent. Fervent means characterized by intense emotions. The hot topic spurred a fervent debate between the two political parties. We often see it on the television when the different politicians, they speak to each other. Sometimes that friendly debate flips into a fervent debate, and as soon as it flips into a fervent debate, we see a different personality altogether, and they showcase their rambunctious behavior. which is equally tangible in nature. And if the tension is absolutely high, it is visible and we can actually feel it in the real sense. Okay, so let's try to do a quick recap of the 10 words. Serene means not agitated. Quixotic means when we are not sensible about the practical matters. Tangible means something which is perceptive to touch. For example, the books are tangible, education is a tangible tool. Oxymoron is conjoining two contradictory terms together. Rhetorical is related to the use of the language in the more effective manner. So if you're absolutely brilliant in the language, you will be able to discuss and debate on complicated matters or issues. For example, if you want to discuss about global warming, you need to have a good command on the language, and if you possess a good command on the language, you can discuss about how to save our ecosystem, what we need to do in order to protect the globe in multiple matters, how wars can be concluded. We can discuss about different matters which are complicated in nature. Next word is lethargic. Lethargic is lazy. Somebody who is absolutely lazy is not able to gain the success in his life, gain the right success. Nostalgic is when we are absolutely away from home and when we try to be with our family and when we are not happy about being away. Rambunctious means when somebody is lacking in restraint or somebody is lacking in discipline. Alliteration is the use of the same consonant at the beginning of each word. Fervent is characterized by intense emotions. So if somebody is debating on some topic and when we're discussing on some topic, it touches your emotions. And sometimes some people, on account of being highly emotional, they enter into a fervent debate, or in that debate sometimes turns into a heated discussion. So in that prerogative, we can use the word fervent. Some of the words are a bit complicated, but they will be used, and especially in the reading module, you will be able to relate these words better because there are many reading modules which are very important, especially in the Ielts test. And when you come across these words, if you understand the real meaning and how they're implemented, it will be very easy for us to follow the reading module as well. So I'm proceeding on with the next set of words. Alright, so next word is misanthrope. So misanthrope means someone who dislikes people in general. For example, if somebody hates a politician, if you do not like the other person, then you are a misanthrope. The old man was a misanthrope who surrounded his entire yard with barbed wire in order to keep children away. So he's a misanthrope. Next word is ambiguous. So ambiguous means the possibility of have more than one meaning. There are some words which are highly ambiguous, and sometimes some people frame some sentences which have a double meaning, and some people, they understand it in different way, and because they are not really clear as they're ambiguous. Next word is vain. Vain means unproductive, or someone who does not attain success. If somebody does not attain success, there are some moments when people believe that they have even lost hope in God. So all the moments of hard work, sometimes they're not productive, and at that moment people think that they are in vain and they have not attained the right success, thus nothing seems productive. So it all depends on your fate as well. Sometimes we work hard, we are not able to gain success, but we should continue to believe in God, we should continue to do the right work, and if we continue to follow the right approach, we will be able to succeed. Next word is pick. Pick means sudden outburst of anger. If you want to stimulate or provocate a politician, sometimes we ask the questions to the politicians, can you explain about the scams or the scandals you have recently done, because it was published in the newspaper. So what is the reality about it? And if the politician is absolutely piqued about what you asked and who asked these questions to you and why are you asking this question to me, and they're not able to reply, they are highly piqued. Next is dubious. Dubious means when we are absolutely uncertain or we are absolutely doubtful. So if your friend has some kind of plan and you think so that plan will not work, so it is a dubious plan. So you will tell your friend upfront, your plan seems highly dubious to me, and if your friend is listening to you or you're giving a direct blunt reply to your friend might be highly piqued. Next word is cynical. Cynical is a special word, and cynical means believing the worst of human nature and motives. Sometimes there are some people who do not trust the other person so easily. So we can say he is a cynical person who does not trust anyone. Some people believe in themselves and they do not even listen to others. So those people are cynical. Next word is ken. Ken is referred to the range to what we understand a certain topic or understand a language. For example, if we discuss about English language, there is a limit for every person to utilize the vocabulary, to understand the language. There are some complicated topics in which language becomes a barrier, and on account of the lower level in the language, we are not able to understand the words or the topic altogether. Next word is esoteric. Esoteric means understood by the inner circle or by a lesser group of people. For example, there are some terminologies which only doctors and scientists can understand. So if I'm discussing those terminologies in public, the normal public might not be able to follow, because these terminologies or these technical jargons are basically understood by the scientists and the doctors. So in the same manner, if there is a multinational company and within the multinational company there is a small team, so between those team members, there are so many things which are discussed on a regular basis. So what happens after a certain period of time, they are able to develop some expressions or some words which have a certain meaning, and only the team members can follow and understand them easily. But if you discuss them in open in front of others, they will not be able to understand. Next word is gallivant. Gallivant is to wander aimlessly without any kind of aim or in search of pleasure. There are some people who continue to gallivant around the city in search of pleasure. Next word is irony. We have heard this word number of times. So, in the different plays of Shakespeare, there are some plots, there are some characters wherein the real irony is shown. So what is irony? So irony means the incongruity between what might be expected and what occurs. Because sometimes there are some themes and you think that this is a good plot and this is going to occur. But suddenly the author showcases something else, and that moment it produces a great deal of irony. So it becomes more interesting, and if it has some kind of suspense, it becomes more interesting and sometimes challenging to understand why the author is trying to showcase it in this way? What is the real aim behind it? What is the real motive? So it increases the anxiety among the reader to read the next chapter or the next part of the novel. Let's try to quickly recap and understand these words. So misanthrope is a person who hates or dislikes people in general. Ambiguous is a word which has almost a double meaning. Vain, when we try to work hard, sometimes we do not gain the right success. So at that moment we lose the hope and it seems that everything is finished. Quick is a certain outburst of anger. When a person becomes angry by listening to someone, or suddenly the expression of anger is displayed. Dubious is something which is absolutely uncertain, or it's not sure if it is going to work or not. Cynical is the worst of human behavior. Ken is the range to what we understand a particular topic or a language. Primarily it is connected with the language. Esoteric is an understanding between the team, an understanding between the inner circle. It can be related to your family. For example, in your family there are certain expressions which you understand, but the word outside or even your neighbors might not be able to understand. Gallivant is a person who wanders aimlessly without any kind of work, and it is just for absolute pleasure. Irony is an incongruity between what is supposed to be done and something else happens. So it is quite unexpected. So let's try to move on with the next set of vocabulary words. These are a bit tough words, but I'm sure if you review them and if you try to make some sentences in your own words, you will be able to understand them very quickly, and then the level of the language is going to rise. The more we are going to improvise in terms of vocabulary, the better it is for us, because in this way we will be able to debate and discuss on multiple topics. So in my upcoming sessions I will be working on more complicated topics, and it will help us to understand. So I will try to attempt questions which have already come in the examination, so it will help all the students and all the other viewers globally. Next word is hyperbole. Hyperbole is an expression, and it is an extravagant exaggeration of something. For example, if you see an advertisement and after looking at the advertisement you're able to find out the real goal of the advertisement, what the advertisement is trying to explain to the audiences. If you're able to understand and gauge the real meaning, you're able to gain the real hyperbole. For example, the main element of the product's commercial was a hyperbole describing rapid weight loss. Next word is minute. Minute means extremely small. So if you're able to observe the minute changes in the behavior of the person, you are able to observe the other person in a very good manner. Minute is extremely small. So sometimes we see some twins, and though they're absolutely identical, but they're minute differences. Next word is accord. Accord is a special word. Accord means concurrence of opinion. So if everyone agrees to a certain point, it means that the entire group is in accord with that particular point. So if you want to order a pizza and the entire family is happy to order the pizza, we can certainly say the entire family is in accord or is in absolute accord to order the delicious pizza tonight. Okay, let's continue. The next word is apparent. So normally in the presentations we use this word apparent. So apparent is something which is absolutely clearly revealed to the mind. If something is absolutely clearly revealed and it is showcased to everyone and we agree on that point, so it is highly apparent. For example, if somebody serves a very delicious dish in front of us and it is garnished in a very decent manner, even if you're not hungry. So it is quite apparent that everyone would love to take that or taste that recipe. Next word is jejon. Jejon is a French word, so jejon means lacking interest. So if somebody lacks interest in a certain game, or it can be any subject, we can use the word jejon. So there are some people who go to different restaurants, and if they read the menu of that particular restaurant, sometimes the dishes are absolutely different and they're not able to even read the names of the dishes properly. It can be Italian or the continental dishes. So some people are highly jejon and they will never order a dish which is difficult to pronounce. So again, it depends on the behavior, again it depends on the person. Do you agree with this point or not? Okay, so let's try to do a quick recap. Hyperbole is a special, extravagant exaggeration. Minute is absolutely small. Accord, when you all agree, it's a concurrence of opinion. Apparent is something which is clearly revealed. Jejon, it means lacking interest, or something which has low significance or low impact. Alright, so let's try to learn these vocabulary words today. These vocabulary words are a bit different. Some of the vocabulary words are used in the Indian subcontinent. Some of the words are not really used very commonly, but I'm sure if you have a good understanding of these words and if you're able to understand the meaning, it will help you to understand the different editorials as well as different journals, as well as you will be able to follow so many different sets of complicated essays which we're going to discuss in the further lectures. I hope this this vocabulary session number 8 will be highly productive for everyone. I really appreciate if you take time to subscribe to my channel, and there is a bell icon. If you can press on the bell icon, because I'm fairly new to the YouTube channel, so I literally did not ask my subscribers. So my students are again and again saying, please request your subscribers to subscribe. So I'm requesting everyone, if you like my channel and if you want to follow it in a religious manner, because together we will be able to remove the hesitation. Let's try to learn more vocabulary words, and in the upcoming sessions we will be discussing more topics which will be very beneficial for everyone. So please continue to watch and subscribe my channel. So in the next video I want the maximum subscriptions for all of you, and thank you so much for your relentless support. Thank you very much.